Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today I want to talk to you about the Fyre Festival. I think the Netflix thing just came out like a week or two ago, and Hulu had the same documentary. Theirs is just slightly different. Excuse me, still getting over a cold. But I wanted to talk about the process of it all, and lending your name to stuff. Because the larger you get as a DJ, the more times up and coming people trying to put on festivals, trying to put on shows, they're gonna come to you and they're gonna ask to use your name or try and get you attached to stuff like this. And this happens all the time. I have friends, DJs, producers that have been approached by people, quote unquote, trying to put something together, and they want to use your name for it. And in the case of the Fyre Festival, you had all these models and Instagram influencers that they shot a video for it promoting the thing, and then next thing you know, they're getting in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Like, it's just insanity. So I guess what I wanted to talk about is, there comes a point in time in your career and you have to consider saying no. If all the things don't add up, the things don't look right to you on paper, the promoter seems shady. And I've come across this a lot where a promoter for something is promising the world to you. And, when you get closer and closer to the due date, that promoter gets just a little bit harder to get a hold of. And, it's a little bit harder to answer questions. And then, like when you're putting your name on the line for something like this is the last thing that you need. And it's almost impossible to tell, especially when, you're trying to start out with a new venture, if this is fugazi, if you're legit, or what's really real here. And so, you have to research. You really have to put in some kind of work and figure out if this is something worth attaching your name to it. And, I think a lot of DJs and a lot of people who are trying to come up, they always feel like, if I don't do this one gig, if I don't say yes to this one thing, this could have been my big break. And this is the thing that, I'm going to miss out on. And this is why I'm not, Tiesto now, or whatever DJ you want to think of. Like, a lot of people think that if I don't say yes to everything, I'm going to miss this one shot. And you got to think about it. Forget the Fyre Festival. Just you DJing in your house and you want to take the next step to do another party or, get paid at a club or whatever. You really have to think about long and hard, is this worth attaching my name to it? And, when you're starting off, it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've taken gigs and I'm like, yo, I could have died, man. like just insanity. Or, you get there and you go through and you bring all your equipment and all this stuff like that, and you don't get paid, or your name's not a billing correctly, or, just all this stuff. And so, you really have to think long and hard about, is this worth it for my career? Is this actually going to help improve things, or is it going to make things worse? And, when I first started DJing, everything was based upon a promoter. Promoters, the people who got you into the club, they got you booked for events, and you had to make good relationships with them. And I learned very quickly who's a promoter that's full of crap and who's a stand-up guy or whatever. And, I came across a bunch of events that I did with my boys, some stuff I did by myself. And at the end of the night, the place is packed and, this guy's nowhere to be found. And you're like, yo. And then, you just gotta have to go home and take this L. Like, I rocked the party. Everyone had a good time. People were really like, who's this DJ? Whatever. And then, comes time to get paid and this person disappears. And it's really one of the reasons why I kind of went from clubs and that kind of crap and went towards mobile DJing with companies. And I just found it was more stable. And, I like somebody corporate handing me a check right at the beginning of the night and never have to think about it twice again. Like I can't stand the feeling of, well, I brought my equipment, I did the best job I could, and then at the end of the night, people disappear, or I gotta wait weeks and then, to find out if I'm gonna get paid or not. And then, you may get paid, but it might be less than what you had originally asked for. And this is the kind of stuff you have to deal with constantly when you're coming up. So, you really have to decide for yourself, like, is this worth it? Should I go do this gig? Is this detrimental to my life? Like the Fyre Festival, and bringing it back full circle to the Fyre Festival, people went to an island and, fortunately it wasn't in the middle of nowhere. It was in the Bahamas, and, Bahamas, and, it's the islands, Caribbean still. So there's airports there. You could leave the next day and figure out a way. There's phones still, but you could be in the middle of the woods at the next Coachella somewhere, or somebody claiming to be, this is the next Woodstock. You have no idea what you're getting into until you actually do it. So, I just think that this is one of those things where DJs have to really start using their head. And so this is one of those things that I kind of wanted to put towards the audience and be like, what do you think? Have you taken shady gigs before, just thinking, oh, it's going to help my career or whatever? Because I'm going to say firsthand, it never helps your career. It's not, your career is the accumulation of a bunch of gigs. And, for me personally, all of my work is 100% word of mouth. The last gig I did is the next gig. It helps me get the next gig. But it's not where, if only I had done this one thing for this one company, or if only I did this one thing for this one club, my whole life would have been different. Like, it's all of the jobs together make up your career. And you really have to think long and hard about this. There are no shortcuts. You can't get together with the shadiest person ever and you're going to get paid and this is going to slingshot you to the next thing. That just doesn't exist. There is no DJ that just did this one simple job and instantly blew up. They had work before this one job and they had work after this one job. And I think that's how you have to look at your career. When you're starting off or when you're in the middle of the range, I looked at my audience, and majority of my audience are professionals, and they've all gone through this before. This is why I wanted to do this video, because I want to know the shit shows that you guys have all gone through in your career and stuff. You're like, I'm never again working with this person or whatever. So anyway, let me know what you guys think below. Please like and subscribe. I got new videos coming out soon, and peace out, bitches.